I was taken aback by the Autobahn.
Could you consider living in Germany for the rest of your life?
I interviewed my American friend about her experiences living in Germany. Grüß Gott! Hi, hello! Welcome to my channel, SonjaSUNshine. Today I am finally sharing this interview with you. Back in Germany in 2024, I interviewed my American friend Monica about her experiences living in Germany. How did we meet? I am a military wife. I was born and raised in Bavaria, Germany, and I met my American friend Monica on a US military base. We met, we became friends, and before I left Germany with my husband, I asked my American friend if she could give me a few minutes of her time so we could film an interview. And this interview is really interesting, especially for people who are living abroad. For instance, Americans who live in Germany, or simply Germans who are curious what it's like being an American living in Germany. So this interview is perfect, for everyone who is curious. In this interview, she also talks about her experiences homeschooling her children. So that's also very interesting. And now let's dive into this video in which I interviewed my American friend back in 2024 about her experiences living in Germany.
Hey guys, SonjaSUNshine here. Today I am here with my friend Monica. Monica is originally from the United States. She is a stay-at-home mom and she's going to talk about her experiences living in Germany and also homeschooling her 3 kids. Let's welcome Monica. So, where are you originally from?
Hi, I am originally from the Washington, D.C. area. And I say area because I grew up in Maryland, D.C. and visited Virginia. So we call that the DMV area, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing this. And what is your experience living here in Germany? What was your first reaction when you came to Germany, Bavaria?
My experience in Germany?
Yes, correct.
Yes. Okay.
So your first reaction when you came here?
I thought Germany was and still is very beautiful. I like all of the vegetation and the roads are really clean. I was taken aback by the Autobahn. Yes, it was kind of scary. But other than that, I love the architecture and I've had a pleasant experience with the people as well.
That's interesting. You also started learning German, is that correct?
Yes, I have, but I speak like a baby. I could say things like, hello, meine Name ist Monika. Ich komme aus den USA. Ich habe 3 Kinder, aber ich bin schwanger.
Well, congratulations. Monica just shared that she is pregnant. Wonderful. Schwanger. Congratulations. Yes, so another interesting aspect about your life is that you are homeschooling your 3 children. Would you like to, share more about what it's like to homeschool your children?
Yes, so I would say homeschooling is not for the faint of heart, but you have to remember why you homeschool at the end of the day. but that is with anything that you do. If it's worth having, it is worth working hard for. So, that being said, I love homeschooling. It wasn't hard to homeschool in Germany because it's legal in America to homeschool, but illegal in Germany, from what I've heard, to homeschool. But if you have an American passport, you can basically homeschool. And we're coming from Texas, so and in Texas they have like you could just take your kids out of school. You don't have to notify anybody, and you can just homeschool your kid. So coming from there to Germany, it was a breeze. I didn't even have to notify the school on base that I wanted to homeschool. I just stayed in the house, bought the materials, and homeschooled my kids. And we really like it. It is a bit of an adjustment to your life, but I love it because it's very flexible, especially military life, moving from place to place. They have a great foundation, and they're very social, getting to know all the kids in the neighborhood. So I really do like it a lot.
Thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, it is interesting. Of course, I grew up here in Germany, and I went to school, and yeah, you just have a totally different experience when you go to the classroom, and you have the teacher standing in front of you. And I do like the fact that you mentioned that it's flexible, and it's very interesting. How much do you think it costs? Let's say if you look at one school year, how much do you think it costs to homeschool your children?
Okay, it's fun to break this down because I originally wasn't homeschooled. I was public school, and as you know, public school is free. We consider it private school, but private school is thousands of dollars a year, whereas homeschooling, we only pay about $1,500 for both kids a year. So I would say like a MacBook Pro every year. That's how much we spend in order to put our kids through the curriculum that we want to put them through. And also, it's not just sitting at a desk learning. So because we're also in the military, if they are ever on a subject and we are in the country or in the area, we can just pack up and go on a little field trip there without having to say anything to anybody and just go. So it's a lot of fun.
Perhaps we can change the topic now. So what's something that you found very impressive and interesting coming here to Germany compared to your life in the United States?
Okay, so the first thing I would say is the Autobahn. So coming from Texas, there's the highest speed limit I've seen was probably 70 miles per hour, but on an Autobahn you can go as fast as you want. But in the rule book it says if you hit somebody going 130 kilometers per hour, it's automatically your fault. So, which is very interesting. And something else I found interesting is how people treat kids here. They're very kind to them and polite to them. And I remember just walking in a store one day, and a lady just gave my daughter a sausage. And she was like, "Here you go, princess." And I was like, that was so nice.
So I have two more questions for you, Monica. Do you miss your family in the United States? And could you consider living in Germany for the rest of your life?
Very good questions. Do I miss my family? It takes a lot for me to miss my family, simply because being in the military, I'm so used to moving that my family is my husband and my children. But as far as my parents and my brothers and my sisters, I would love to go visit them at least once or twice a year, but as far as the dire need to go and see them all the time, it's not there because this is a new experience and I'm constantly experiencing something new when I am here. So it's not so much like I need to go back home. And then with FaceTime and Facebook, we're constantly talking as well. So it's not like there's no connection at all there. We're always connected. And so not so much. Yes, no. So a bit half and half there. Also, your next question, what was it?
Could you consider living in Germany for the rest of your life?
So I love that question. Yes and no. Yes, because Germany is not bad at a lot of things. I love their food. As you know, like in America, it's pumped with preservatives, and our FDA isn't as good as the one here in Germany. I don't know what the FDA would be considered here, but they do filter out a lot in their food, so their food tastes better here and is better for you. Also, I love the fact that, at least here in Bavaria, it's quiet, and I like quiet. I like country. I like to go to sleep and just be at peace and not hearing a train in the background or people cooking all night and stuff. So I guess as you get older, things change. And when I was younger, I would love to be in the city, but here it's perfect. Like I said earlier, they're nicer towards kids here and more understanding towards kids here. I also love how straightforward people are here when it comes to their conversations. Sometimes in America, it's you have to really get to know somebody before they open up to you. Here, it's a little bit like that, but they're extremely honest about what you should and should not do. And I love that because a lot of times you don't get that from people in America, at least where I'm from. So here, if I ask somebody, how are you doing? And they say, ich bin müde or ich bin schlecht, I'm like, okay, like, what's going on? Like, we can have a true conversation, like, straight to the bone, right away, what's going on, and we solve the problem right there and then, whereas it might be drawn out a lot in America. So, what else do I like? I love the scenery. I love how you travel in Germany and you can be on a back road and then you come up to like these cute little quaint towns, and they have little restaurants there. And something that's very interesting about Germany is they have a lot of doner kebabs. It sounds delicious, but doner everywhere, and it's so good. That and Asian food, and I've had some of the best Asian food here. I must admit, it's so delicious. Now, why I couldn't see myself living here, probably because I am an American, and I know America. It's more familiar to me, and even though sometimes, I don't want to say it wrong, but even though sometimes I am okay with being away from my family, it would be nice to be able to just go on like a 2-hour drive to see them. So I would love to be near my family, but not so close to where I can't breathe and grow in my own family. So own family meaning husband, children. Also, because there is a sort of conveniency in America, in Germany, Sundays everything's closed. Well, mostly everything is closed, like businesses, but there are some restaurants open here and there. But in America, if I need something on a Sunday at 2 p.m., I can go and I can get it and not have to wait till Monday, which is very nice. What else? I would say it's just easier to get stuff in America. And I think also because I'm more familiar with rules and laws there than in Germany. I've only been living here but so long, and I only know but so much of the language. Whereas in America, I know the language, I know the rules and the laws. I know what people can and cannot get away with, and it's just it's very familiar to me. So, yes. And also in America, there's different places that you can live. So if I wanted to live near the mountains or down by the beach or in the desert or near a river or a lake or just have my own farmland, it's just different places that I like to live. And I also have the choice to visit those places that I just named because it's so huge. But yeah, I can definitely see it going both ways. But if I do stay in Germany, I am 100% going to learn the language because it's much easier to get around when you at least know a simple sentence. You know, the verb and the noun. Just put it together and people will basically figure it out. But if you don't know the language here and you're going to live here for so long and you're attempting to just live here for so long and not learn a language, it will be a lot more difficult than if you just put forth the effort and learn something. So, yes. I know that was a long, drawn-out answer, but yes.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, and thank you so much, Monica, for taking the time answering all these questions. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, and I hope that you'll have a great day. See you in the next video.